vpgame.com.
Hello everybody and welcome back into the Dota 2 Canada Cup Season 7 group stages. We are here with our last group for our GSL style format. Who will make it to the upper bracket? Who will go down to the lower bracket? That is what we are here to find out. I know it says Views6, but that is not the right team. It is Evernova S versus EnemyGG. Evernova S, a little bit late. They had to pay us up against Kingdom in, of course, the Pro Dota Cup. So we're here roughly 15 minutes late, but that's okay. You guys don't mind, I'm sure, as we're going to jump into the swing of things here on Mundo TV. My name is Mott. I'm joined by my other Mott friend, my counterpart, if you will, Trent Mottpax, of course, from Canada himself. We have a Canadian in the house. How are you, Trent? It's been a while, my friend.
It really has, yeah. Glad to be back for another iteration of Ye Olde Canada Cup. You know, finally try and put some maple syrup on these casts that you guys are always throwing out here, so I'm excited to get underway. Yeah, as you mentioned, Evernovas, they just finished up a game there, and now taking up is Views6. I believe they might have mentioned they might not be sponsored anymore, but I'll let them handle that on their own social media.
Might actually be. Well, the thing is, they tagged up beforehand as Evernova S, and then they untagged. So you would probably know better than I would, though. I'm gonna trust your judgment on this. But I mean, yeah, man, it's been forever. We need some. I mean, I don't know exactly what you could do to be Canadian in this cast, but we need some Canadian flavor, because that's what really... You know, I'm from upstate New York. I'm pretty Canadian when it comes to a lot of things. I'm pretty nice. I like my maple syrup. I'm a Sabres fan, which there are a couple of Canadian Sabres fans out there. I like hockey a lot, but we need more Canada blood here in Dota 2 Canada Cup, Trent.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of Canadians like the Leafs, too, and they're both just, like, total trash teams,
yeah,
both you get along pretty well with most Canadians anyway.
Both awful teams, honestly.
Yeah. So that's close enough. Well, I've been catching quite a bit of the Americas games. Obviously, the major didn't go too well for really either of these teams in terms of the qualifications. Because Enemy went, I believe it was 5-1 in terms of overall matches, and then it was 0-6 for Evernova. So both teams still got a lot to prove here.
EnemyGG performed a bit better than I thought they would, but they still did not perform up to snuff, which is, I mean, it's just, I mean, you look at both of these teams and you see like Demon, Yuar, Waitsu, they added Justin. That's Koshu, by the way. Justin is Koshu. Boris is Boris. So you had, and when there were Evernova S, they had all these individually talented players. And I'm like, oh, they were probably going to get top 2 in their group. And then they proceeded to get absolutely slaughtered. I mean, it wasn't even close in half their games. They had a 20-minute GG out in both of their games against Digital Chaos. And if they beat EnemyGG here, I'd be, pretty surprised to see them not play up against DC later on down the road in this this group, because of course this group includes these two teams, DKB and Digital Chaos. So, it's gonna be tough. Tough for anybody to make it out of this group besides Digital Chaos, I think.
It does. It does certainly look. Looking at the draft right now, that they've been taking a peek at some of these games going on right now over at the old Epicenter. A lot of strength heroes being banned out here. Definitely coming into power.
Yeah, that's
everyone's just building tanky.
Yeah, that's the meta, man. And
it is.
I was talking in Discord, and you might have seen it. Like way back when the patch came out, I was like, someone was asking like, "Oh, DK looks really good now," because of they talked about the armlet change, they talked about whatever else he had, and I'm like, "Oh, DK, no way is he gonna be a good hero. No way whatsoever. It's not gonna. It's a terrible kit, not a good hero." And lo and behold, I am absolutely wrong about that. And I am more than happy to eat crow in that situation. Dragonite is, he's good, man. He's really good. He's a good hero.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I mean, anyone who really benefits from armlets having themselves a good old time these days. And then he also, it's pretty difficult to zone mode the mid lane, right? Like, he's got that natural tank going on. All those bottle nerfs just making all those int heroes just ever worse and worse. Of course, Yuar just going to be going right up into another one of those int heroes, the Invoker, someone who he plays quite a bit.
Yeah, he's a fan, and I think that's fine. They get the line, which is one of the most common supports right now. It used to be Witch Doctor, now it's line. Probably just for good disables. You need more burst damage, and we'll have to see if the Doom is going to go offlane or be in that roaming 4 position, which, I mean, that's kind of the question, really. But we'll see how that goes. Then EnemyGG, they pick themselves up the Bounty Hunter. They get the Disruptor, so some good roaming supports. Very good at ganking. Pretty good team fight as well. They could combine this up with a Darkseer if they want to go for like a Vac Static Storm combo, which is pretty common, but not sure if they want to put the Darkseer in the offlane. There's a lot of options still for these two teams as we progress through, so.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it looks I mean, the thing about picking up the Bounty Hunter early is that you're obviously going to be looking to be focusing on that mid lane. Bounty Hunter synced up with Dragonite's always going to be pretty solid. Get the stun, get a little bit of damage, leading into the heavily nerfed slow of the Bounty, but it still does a little bit of work, so you might need a little bit of help, which kind of makes me wonder if they're going to be ending up throwing this Doom into that 4 role to kind of roam on in out of that dire jungle, so help out here and there. He could also be spending quite a bit of time over in the off lane, though, if they want to just say, look, you've got the Bounty Hunter, we're going to kind of slightly sack Yawar, like, he'll be okay, but we can put so much pressure on your bottom lane because we know that Bounty Hunter is not really going to like be hanging out there that much. It's just going to be a disruptor, so someone like that Darkseer or even the Faceless Void, anything along those lines could go really well for use here. And
wow.
Oh, another little combo piece in the Phoenix.
That's offlane. Well, I mean, I'd say offlane Doom because Phoenix has played more often as a support now. I think that's fair, right?
Yeah, for sure. I would assume that as well.
I mean, and there it is. Boom. I'm a mind reader, a green seer, whatever you want to call me. I saw it coming. Boom. Easy.
Piece of cake. So now they that's good, right? You got the little Iron Shell combo. It's not exactly the more aggressive combos that you get, where you have like the Night Stalker, the Spirit Breaker, the Earth Spirit, who really like to roll around with that Darkseer, but it'll do. Yeah, it's all right.
I think it's fine. I think Iron Shell and Binary is just okay. You can put it on DK2, which is not bad. But I think it's really just it comes down to high ground defense, and so they have the DK for pushing prowess, but that's all they have. You know, they don't have the best push in that regard. So they're more set up for team fight, more set up for high ground defense if they need to. They have Glimpse back. They have Static Storm, which is good against Phoenix, which is good against Invoker, even though, pretty much against all of these heroes. It comes down to the Darkseer having a good time in lane, I think, it going from there. So I like this EnemyGG draft a little bit more than I do the Views6 or Evernova S draft, whatever you want to call them. So that's how I feel about it. I don't know how you feel about it, but that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see both teams as it looks, looking to pick up that last position 1, so that could tie a couple things together. I think with Darkseer, you really need that like solid hero that runs with the vacuum, so I'm not sure, like, to me, Lycan maybe not exactly that hero. Like, yeah, their pushing power would be great, and they get the mech from the Darkseer, they just kind of run at them, allowing maybe Bounty Hunter to build into something else rather than having to go towards that mech, but if there was someone with a little bit of AoE, like Sven, obviously, I mean, is the go-to hero when you think about Darkseer and Position 1 heroes, but really anyone that can have some sort of a combo potential, the Bandit, Slardar, along those lines. Jeez, maybe there's just not enough left to do it. There's still, of course, the Gyro. I don't know if they want to go that far.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sold on Darkseer and Gyrocopter together. I think those are two very strong heroes. I think a lot of people have tried to force that combo before, and it's just not worked out the way people have wanted it to. Like you said, I think any sort of disable, like a Slithering Crush, would have been great, but
they might need a Jug, actually, because they don't have any way to deal with the Phoenix, really. Like, Lifestealer's banned out. You can just spin, destroy the egg.
What about a ranged hero? A ranged carry? Something that can attack from afar, because I feel like that's what you're missing a lot of the time when you're playing against a Phoenix. There's really, I mean, I guess they have DK, so maybe they don't need that. That works.
That's one way to deal with a Phoenix egg.
That is absolutely... Alright, now all you need to do is pick up a Battle Fury for Troll Warlord so that anytime you vacuum, he just cleaves. You know, don't do that. That's actually terrible. But anyways, I've seen this hero with moderate success recently. It's not terrible, but...
10 seconds.
I don't know, man.
Just had to make sure the drafter hadn't disconnected. It does look like they're still in the game, so it was an intentional Troll Warlord pick. Okay.
Yes, it was.
Alright, well... I guess we'll just go back for a little bit of a Spectre. Like, okay, you went Troll, a pretty heavy push, a little bit of early game.
I think this is
just ride it out.
Interesting. You haunt into a Troll Warlord, he rolling axes you, you miss half the time, and then you're like, I guess I'm dead to a Troll because I got bashed by Forever a million times. This is interesting. I think, do they have enough to keep this Phoenix safe? Can they get out in front? You know, I mean, like... This Phoenix has got to get focused down so quickly. Are they going to be able to make enough space? That's the question that remains. I don't know, man. These drafts are both very interesting. I like both of them, but who frickin' knows? Because I certainly don't. When was the last time you saw a Troll versus Spectre in terms of your safe lane farmers?
I want to say there was only like one Troll this patch or something like that, but I'm sure we'll probably find out. I don't know, like...
I saw that Troll game too, and they did not win with it.
Oh, well, there you go. I seem to recall spotting one as I was going over a couple notes about the patch and everything, but The immediate pause. So lanes should be pretty standard. Shouldn't be anything too crazy.
Roaming bounty hunts are coming out for enemy. It'll be the Troll Warlord played by BSJ in the safe lane. Probably have Sovereign head up to the off lane for the Darkseer. We have the Disruptor joining BSJ and then Slayer going mid. So that seems to be the laning setup, and I would be very surprised to see anything else. I guess they could do an aggro dual lane top if they wanted to against the Spectre, which is actually not a bad idea, but I don't think that'll be the case, as there will be probably a defensive tri-lane coming out for Views6 with the tag 666. How appropriate for Evernova S.
That's nice. That's style right there.
Meanwhile, somebody using the bathroom or smoking a cigarette on the side of Evernova S. I actually was trying to open up a scoreboard, but that didn't work out. It is Bordes who's going ahead.
Jeez.
He's AFK.
I haven't cast game with Boris in it since, I don't even know, 2013 or something.
It's been a long time.
Like some NEL or something.
It's been a while.
Probably like the first game I ever cast.
Yeah, it is. It has been a long period of time. We're going to see a lot of new heroes, a lot of new players over the course of these next couple of weeks, probably. I was surprised. Everyone's like, Evernova S, they're disbanding. They're done. I guess it's just Fluff and, who else? Slicks that left, quote-unquote, but...
Oh, for the other squad? Oh, no, for this one, yeah, that's right.
So, like,
right,
we were talking about disbanding with this team, and how Evernova S was just, they did not perform well at all. But... I mean, I think they're in a good spot this game. I think they have an okay draft. I think they need to keep the Phoenix safe. It really comes down to the Spectre having a good time and the Doom and the offlane having a moderate impact. Who frickin' knows, man, honestly. Boris, get out of the bathroom. Come on, let's play some Dota. That's all I want.
The Spectre build should be interesting. I've been seeing a lot of variations. Some people still sticking over to the drums. Not seeing a lot of urns picked up, at least for the games that I've been watching. I'm not sure if that's just fallen off, or if it's just because, like, the int buff to the, well, quote-unquote int buff. The fact that drums just give more int than anything else now, really. Not so much that nice little agility. A couple Vanguards making a comeback.
Vanguard, really? That seems interesting to me. I have not seen enough Spectre recently, so... I mean, it's definitely a possibility. That's interesting, but we're going to find out as we jump into the game. It's game number 1 here of the evening. And, well, Enemy is going to be going up against Views6. I think if you look at the... I think a lot of people probably think that this game is 50-50 based off of how Evernova S performed last in the Manila Majors. I think that's probably accurate, too, especially with how this draft is. It's going to be Quas for the Invoker, so he's not going to start out with the Exhort. It might be Quas Wex for you all, which is interesting. We didn't really talk about this. Quas Wex seems very good against the team fight that Enemy have. I think it's very, very strong.
It's definitely the way to go, I would say, this game, just because we were kind of looking at this as being potentially the support Doom, because he was going to need some help in the mid lane, and then things like the Faceless Void came to mind because they were lacking that control, and a couple things that throw in from outside the Chronosphere, but you're going to have a better time in the laning stages as Quas Wex Invoker. Obviously a lot more survivable, just having the Ghost Walk available to you, as well as the higher HP regen, so... a little bit of move speed as well. Yeah, this is nice. Yeah. This does make it much easier to do this offlane Doom.
If he gets jumped on by the Bounty Hunter, as long as he doesn't get Dragon Tailed, he could just Tornado and run away for the most part. Usually, assuming he's high enough level, but that's a pretty bold assumption. I mean, there's going to be a Bounty harassing you pretty early on, and we'll see how things go. They will secure him the top rune spot for UR, so he's going to get that. No experience, though, and then bottom's going to go for Slayer on the DK. DK is going to be very tough to kill, though, and... I think if he went for Forge Spirits, he might have an opportunity with Quas Exhort and a rotating hero, but with Quas Wex, I don't see him killing Slayer. I think Slayer will be fine. I think the one that needs to be careful is you are on the Invoker. And he has 2 sentries, so plop them down mid. Probably, yeah. Luminan's going to sit right next to him. He's got a sentry of his own. Cold Snap comes out. He takes a lot of damage. The Breathe Fire goes, drops the sentry, eats the other one. They both eat the sentries. I think there's another one that UR is going to place down. Will the Bounty place? He actually only has 1, so that's kind of a win for UR. Not by much, but it is a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, if the Bounty had the 2nd sentry, he'd be in pretty big trouble, just because he doesn't have another Tango, obviously, or even if it was a shared Tango, it would still be on cooldown, and then Bounty just gets both your sentries, and the lane's kind of over. But they committed 1 to blocking off that offlane camp for the Doom, so making any rotations he wants to try a little bit harder, as well as just flat out staying down that offlane more difficult as well. And you can see Boris is kind of juking the Bounty a little bit here. Makes his way out.
They pinged him. I don't know if they actually saw him with the Shadow Walk. He was on top of the ward, but top lane there's the Sunray. Sovereign is probably fine. He will make it away. The Sunray doing a lot of damage, but he'll be okay. So yeah, the Bounty's going to go top. he's missing currently. There was an Observer Ward, which I think did get vision of the bounty rotating into the jungle, and so Boris just goes bottom. He's got an Iron Talon. He's got his level 2 now. He has the Unholy Aura and the Shockwave from the State of Tormentor, so he'll be able to regen up a little bit more. Demon is going to get Iron Shelled. He should know that this is happening here. He definitely knows now.
Sentry.
I don't know if he's going to drop it. Oh, he drops it not in range. He'll Earthspike Lumden, who has no clarity, so he actually has to go back home, or Fairy out of clarity to him, but it's not on the courier, so he's going to have to go all the way back home to regen up.
Yeah, this little combo, it's kind of cute, but there's still 0 experience on Sovereign right now.
That's not great.
Until you have Soul Ring or a couple levels in the Iron Shell, it's actually pretty difficult to get some decent last hits with only Iron Shell, especially with 2 supports that are nearby who can, like, you know, do that little bit of deny work, maybe punch down the creep as fast as they can. Spectre's not generally the best, in fact, one of the worst carries against the Darkseer, but 2 supports helping out, zoning the Darkseer that completely. It's really nothing you can do right now.
They're really prioritizing the farm for the Spectre at this point with 12 last hits, making sure they're in defensive tri-lane like you talked about. It's not a great lane against the Darkseer, but so far it's going well. And until Sovereign can get some experience, which he probably will now with this Invis he should be okay. They drop down another sentry. They eat the Yawar sentry, so Lumden finally has free reign over here in the mid lane after a couple of minutes. But he should be okay. I mean, he's still getting last hits. He's got 9 currently, but the DK actually has 12. So that's the advantage going for enemy at this point.
Yeah, it's difficult for Yawar too. Like, he can't really play that aggressive. He doesn't know where Lumdum is in a situation just like this. Skill up the Dragon Tail, but won't be enough.
Give me that mana back. Pops the EMP. Takes all the mana from Slayer and Lumden. One of them will have to pop their bottle. The other one will probably have to go back home again. So Lumden, despite, you know, being around the map, has not gotten anything done. Wei-2 comes in with another set of sentries and takes down the second sentry that was placed. Bounty has another one at the ready if he needs it, but meanwhile, Boris is just level 3 bottom, casually getting 7 CS, I guess. He's got an Iron Talon. He's using the side camp. Lumden denies himself so he can have a fast trip back home. This is, I feel like, a not bad start for Evernova S. I mean, they have a very slight lead, but we don't even need to talk about that as it's 3 minutes in. I mean, where do we go from here, Trent? I mean, you talked about the Darkseers not getting anything. That's the biggest problem. He's level 2. He's trying to get to his level 2 Iron Shell by just jungling, and it's not really going that well at this point.
No, it seems like it'll probably be Frozen that'll kick things off, which is kind of odd in a draft like this, but I kind of envision him showing up in other lanes, going for glimpse plays once he's a couple more points into it, leaving BSJ to farm on his own. We know he likes to get, you know, pretty up there in terms of overall CS. He'll be scouting out the jungle, doing his own thing, and Frozen's going to have to be essentially their lane punisher and initiator because the bounty and the Darkseer
He's going to go for glimpse
so
back.
behind.
I think this is first blood here. Rolling Axe is going to go ranged.
There you go.
Do they have a bash? He should. Not going to get it, though. That sucks. That's a 10% chance to bash at all levels. And BSJ is like, if I get a bash, I'd be the happiest man alive. That should have been first blood. That was a really good setup coming out, too, from Frozen, like you were talking about. Like, he's the one that has to do all the work, and he just didn't really pan out. Meanwhile, Lumden's top lane. No supports here for the Dire team. Evernova S or Views6 or 666, whatever the hell you want to call him. And Justin should know that something's happening. He's taking Iron Shell damage. He's finally going to get pinged. They're going to go on him with Janata. There's no Shuriken. He has good regen with 2 Tangos. Finally, the supports will rotate back up with Wei-2 only being level 2. And Demon also level 2, but getting close to 3. So they really want to prioritize Justin's farm. He has his phase boots now. And what seemed to be sort of just harass, not even really a gank from Lumden, does not pay off at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Demon and Wei-2 were actually up to. I don't know if they tried a smoke play or something, or they were
like
just hoping
mid.
that
I think they were just behind you are. I'm pretty sure they were just like, all right, let's keep him alive.
Yeah, I'll just hope they're setting up for something here, but yeah, it's true. Like, considering all the space that they're providing up top and zoning out the offlaner, it's a little bit unfortunate that neither of them are really getting into those higher levels right now. It'll come, though, but it is level 5 onto Justin because of that.
This is the problem with, like, a Spectre, though. Like, Spectre wants to take lane farm and not ever go to the jungle, really, so they can't give any of the supports lane farm like you would, like, a Lycan or a Lifestealer, even.
Yeah.
You know? So it's kind of tough. So where are they going to find levels? Demon's going to go bottom because guess what? Boris is taking a lot of damage. He's going to head back home, regen up, get his Tranquils. He's doing really well. Early scan comes out. That'll be from the Radiant side to see if there's anybody over smoking and looking for potential initiation, wraparound gank, whatever you want to call it. But that's not the case, and so we're back to farming. 0-0 at 6 minutes in. It's a very interesting game, but not very action-packed. I mean, there's nothing really going on.
Yeah, I think they thought the DK was top getting rune, and so Yawara now goes bot, and he's like, oh shit, there's no rune here.
That's
I guess
cool.
he was just hoping to find something nice for himself with the wave was
Get that
pushed out.
haste turn top run spot. Still has that available to him. By the way, went for the urn for Justin. Top of the net worth, or CS. Probably net worth too. Yeah, he is.
Yeah. I think that's really good here just because he is getting really early levels. Like, already up to level 6. They give him plenty of room, so the haunt comes on.
Yeah, they can just set up a kill, honestly, with somebody. And, well, speaking of setting up a kill, it might be Boris down bottom. You probably can't kill him. He's got to turn this, actually. Infernal Blade, Shockwave, Ghost, get a hit, do some damage, glimpse back in. That was a TP haunt coming through. They'll have to fight 2 versus 3 at this point, but they look like they will find Loomdon. Be first blood going to the side of Justin. Boris, breathe fire, he's low, still regenning up. With Scorched Earth, might deny himself. He's low, they get the double kill off, and they do get the DK with that last hit. Now, Justin in trouble. Earth Spike still stun up. BSJ getting a pretty big stun as well, coming up with a Dragon Tail from Slayer. Turns into a 2 for, I think, 2 exchange at the end. They got a double kill for the Spectre, I'm pretty sure. But it ended up with both of them dying as they did not have the hero they wanted down there. The keep being in was, I believe, the Phoenix. I'm not sure who it was actually.
Oh, it was UR. He came in through a tornado and got glimpsed immediately.
So that fight recap shows that it actually goes in favor of enemy. And I'll go ahead and Tornado EMP Slayer. He'll back up. He's got the infused raindrop, so that's good. He's got the magic block for another 4 stacks. Yeah, I don't know, man. I thought that was looking really good for Views6, and they get a couple of kills for the Spectre, but then they just die because they didn't have that extra hero. You know, it was a 3 versus 2 fight at the end.
Yeah. This is a little bit harder to execute than normal. When you see this Doom Lion Invoker combo, like this is something where the Doom goes off lane, the Lion is okay to be at a little bit of a lower level because he just smokes up with the Doom, they find someone in the jungle, and then they'll just use a couple creep spells, and then like the Earth Spike into the Sunstrike, but you're running this Quas Wex Invoker, so it's quite a bit harder to get that global presence to really get a little bit of damage going on these side lanes for them.
Yeah,
and rely on Haunt every time.
They're just lacking on experience for the line, too. They have, luckily, level 4 for the Phoenix, but they could use that level 6 for line. Boris, he's going to get Thunderstruck, but he'll be okay. They're going to even chase him down. Tornado's got to come through. Infernal Blade hits up nicely to set things up. The MP. Cold Snap comes out, and Frozen looks to be dead. Good Shockwave. Secure the kill for Boris. Looking for more. Lumdin's walking up. He is going to be invis. I don't know if they saw him. Looks like Justin might have spotted that Shadow Walk. That'll be the end of the engagement, though, and they find a free kill onto Frozen. Nice pickup, nothing too crazy, and it's... All things considered, Trent, it's pretty damn even at this point. You look at the net worth graph, I mean, it is literally even in net worth.
Yeah, it really is here. And I kind of like this, where Justin's come down bottom lane, BSJ is doing exactly what you'd expect, just kind of running his way through the jungle, and Boris will just hang out here, help protect the Spectre, give him some good farm. It's kind of odd that you feel even safer here. Oh, there we go. 28 times in all-time professional play.
That's interesting.
We'll see if she does feed the trolls.
That's a tough stat to get my head around, honestly. There's so many different... Troll's not a hero that you see very often, so when you see a record against a certain hero, it's just kind of like, whoa. But mid lane looks like there might be some action happening. Tornado's going to go through to stop them. I've got my replay buffer going. I wanted to see if something was actually going to happen here, but that's not going to be the case. It's like, oh, the fight, yeah, great. But, by the way, I talked about this too. I was like, Demon needs to get levels, and I don't think Spectre's the hero to go out of a lane. Meanwhile, Loomdon might die to this Urn charge. I think he will. That's it. They even had Spectre chasing after him just to secure the kill. And so Justin gets it done nicely, and he's going to pick up an Aquila too now.
Yeah, that was nice. He even had Wand Haunt if he needed it. But
yeah, exactly.
Piece of cake.
No, he doesn't need that. They're going to find BSJ. Will they go and swoop in? They thought about it for the Icarus dive. Again, I start my replay buffer and nothing actually happens because Ice Frog hates me or something. But it's alright. Grant's got my back. He's going to throw him down in the middle of Major Rumble. And if I swear to God, if anyone tells me to get in the ring one more time, I'm going to lose it.
Dude, I get messages every time on Twitch telling me to get in the ring.
people have just... This is something that you and I have had trouble with. Are you Mott Pax's famous stats man? Are you Mott, the famous caster? It's just like we have to deal with this constantly. You and I both know the struggle.
That's pretty good.
Oh, infused rings up for you war too. I like that. EMP, get that mana back. Boom.
Yeah, that is nice. I've seen it on the Storm Spirits that are getting picked up as well, or going for that. Just that nice extra mana regen. Pretty good for any of your mid heroes, really, who can spare an item slot.
It's like barely any mana regen, but still, the magic damage block I feel like is really good.
Oh yeah, I mean that's definitely the most mega useful part of it for sure.
Yeah. Doom's picked up a Helm of Iron. Well, I think Boris is going to Veil this game. What do you think?
I don't know. Is that a thing?
Yep, I've seen it before. It's pretty common.
It certainly looks like it. All right, it's interesting with a Phoenix on his team, but Waitie's just not getting any of the farms.
Yeah,
so.
he doesn't have the farm that Dolphin and Doom has. I think that's a fine situation. But
Kind of makes sense with like the nerf to drums. Well, like I don't know if I can even really call it a nerf. The change to drums, maybe if you want to. I guess it's a nerf. We'll call it a nerf. The nerf to drums. It's not as good on Doom anymore, so it's a nerf for him.
They'll take down the opposing tier 1 tower top lane for EnemyGG. They will grab themselves that first tower of the game. And so they'll get themselves a bit more of an advantage here, as you see it spike up to about 250 gold going in their favor. Not the worst thing, but it means that they will not be able to juggle as easily on, the dire side. TP's coming in. It looks like they're setting for a kill here onto Justin. He knows it. He's going to get Janata procced and tracked up. They're going to chase him down. There's the Whirling Axe's range, which will slow him down the haunt. And he's going to reality out to the top lane. Beautifully done for the Spectre. And he'll be able to just hightail it out of there. Justin was ready for that immediately. That was nice.
Yeah, that was really good. The vision they have in here is pretty handy, knowing where BSJ is roaming around, so having like general ideas as to where he's moving and where he's not moving at all times. That is one thing they are kind of missing with the Star Side draft, is they will smoke mid, but they haven't been able to attack this tower down bottom, so BSJ is pretty farmed, and he's now finally entered the game.
Oh, Slayer about to get Tornado. He dodges it, sidesteps it nicely. They've got Kinetic Field. There's the EMP. The Sunray coming out. They're going to use the Figure Doom. Throwing out a lot of abilities. They will bring him down. No deny. BSJ tried for it. Won't find it there. They don't have Haunt. They just use it. Glimpse back in. They're going to use the Supernova to actually zone BSJ out. Pretty low. Boris still chasing him down. He's got Infernal Blade in 3 seconds. You are looking for another initiation. Tornado is up probably in about 15. Maybe a little bit less than that. They're diving behind the tower. Sovereign's going to come in. Drop the wall down. They're going to come through with at least the Spectre. They have the Sunray. He's going to walk in to heal himself. BSJ try to get off his ult. He will, but he does fall in the end. Sovereign as well as Lumden taking so much damage from that Sunray coming out. Here comes Uar. He's got the MP. He's got the Cold Snap. He will use one. The other goes out as well. Lumden about to fall. Can't get the track off to get himself some more move speed. And the first big fight of the game will go to Views6 as Uar TP's home successfully after that big fight going their way, Trent.
It was, a little bit awkward there. You know, once that wall got thrown down, like, Yawar kind of backed. He was running out the other side of the tower, and then he had to make this little awkward, like, shit loop around the trees or something as they now die frozen again. I don't think the Glimpse is going to save him, though.
Not too much.
No. Boris might pay for it, though.
He's going to get chased down.
Pay for it, I think.
BSJ is just like, I want this kill.
Can I get a bash this time? Like,
he has no TP.
Oh, he's going for the plays.
That was a good try at the juke, but he did get the bash, by the way. He does get the shard golems out, but it doesn't really do anything. Let's take a look at this last fight, though, as I jump up at the replay here. Replay, of course, brought to you by Soylent. And, yeah, I mean, it came down to them just having a smoke, and I think immediately EnemyGG should probably have backed when they saw that initiation onto Slayer and the Doom and the Finger coming out. They're like, okay, well, they use both of those abilities, but let's back. Or let's try to fight this. I don't know. They had a couple of different ideas for EnemyGG. It looks like they couldn't figure out what they wanted to do. So we have a push now coming in mid. It looks like BSJ will take this, but they're going to haunt in right now, and they're going to try to go for this. You can see the Sunray's going to fly in and cold snap the haunt. They'll grab the kill. BSJ stays a bit too long, and it's going to be Demon and Justin, combining up to get that kill. Boris is using his Scorched Earth to go even further. While this is happening, there's probably going to be a trade for the tier 1 tower mid, as everyone is TPing in, and Slayer will pop his dragon form. But, yeah, pretty good fight there.
I like this right now from Views, though. Like, they're just trying to bring heroes back. They got the scan come out from Enemy, though, so they will spot over these Spectre and Phoenix rotation, but they're going to leave mid, and this still doesn't end the push on bottom. Like, they can just continue it down here. Boris is just cutting the creep waves. It's much more important that they just hold their tier 1 right now, because I feel like they're in this kind of dominating position, not just because it's 9-3, but yeah, with the haunt kind of as this like overarching threat when it finally comes back off a cooldown. I don't think Enemy are really ready to just run into a fight, so they're just going to lose their bottom tower and they get nothing for it.
I feel like they should be. Like, they have a DK, they have a Troll who's better early game, usually if Haunt's down, than a Spectre. They have a Darkseer who's really struggling on levels and not having it back yet. Maybe that's probably the biggest issue. They don't have status from either. So I feel like they're missing out on a lot of experience and crucial items and abilities that they really need to actually team fight. They're not far behind. They're not that far behind. It's only 2,000 net worth, but they're struggling. A lot of their gold is coming away.
The experience is like brutal though.
Yeah.
Like that 3K experience, especially because of the heroes that it's on right now. Like Sovereign, only 1 point in the vacuum. He doesn't really do that much in the team fights. Like it's hard for him to actually get anything done. It can all get turned around though, because they do have the mystical, magical hero in the Bounty Hunter. I mean, we gotta watch out for that, man. Lumden just throws out like 4 tracks, you win a fight, and suddenly he's got like Guardian Greaves.
Oh, they're gonna find a fight mid. Frozen gets almost immediately blown up by a Tornado EMP, and not to mention Sunray coming out. And they're looking for more. They're going to Icarus dive in. They get the dust off. There's the Hex. No Earth Spike. Demon already used it, but they should be able to bring him down. Wow, they fingered him too. Lumined gets hated on. They're going to get UR a double kill for himself. He's got his Midas now in phase. Not to mention 2k gold in the bank, and they will take almost certainly this tier 1 tower, Trent.
And so it'll be the second one going down now. Haunt back up in 10 seconds. They've got amazing vision inside this jungle. So BSJ's little free reign of farming neutrals over and over is coming to an end here. They can just start making their way down and in. They're going to have the Phoenix Egg up. They've got Doom ready. I mean, there's no reason they can't just smoke up and start looking for more as well. Everything's going to be off cooldown besides Finger of Death.
I think BSJ's
not exactly
going,
the most important thing.
He's going Dragonlance. BSJ's picking up a Dragonlance for himself. He's got double Band of Elven Skin. I don't know how I feel about that on a troll. Actually, I'm kind of fine with that on troll, now that I think about it. Because damage doesn't increase on your melee form anymore. Sure, you don't get the bashes when you go ranged, but damage is the same. So, but the problem is now is that he's gonna have to deal with Radiance. There's 3,300 gold on Justin. So, dear God.
Yeah, this is one of the best parts about Spectre, though, honestly. You just have this stellar early game, and it's like, oh, am I gonna go for Manta or Diffusal? Sloomed him. Oh, man.
He's like, I'm going to walk out and pretend there's no sentries anywhere. Okay, well, there were, and I'm dead now. Bloom's back. Demon might get caught. They've got a Haunt now. They're going to fight. Good Static Storm. Back wall coming in. It's doing okay. Wait2 still got his Supernova. He's going to use it. Demon's still alive, but only for the moment. Now they're chasing after Frozen. They'll get a double kill for UR, and they're not done yet. They're going to chase after Slayer. Get stunned up. Look at the Doom coming out. They get the Cold Snap as well as the Supernova, rather Sunray. Supernova stun, not to mention the Sunray coming out. It's going to be a dominating spree, and that will get enough for the Spectre's Relic at this point. That is an awful fight. Just for a vac wall that almost got them 2 kills, only 1, and they're not done yet. Hurled Boulder is coming out. BSJ is too far back. They actually miss on the Icarus dive slow. There's going to be the Sunray with the Veil on top of it. They won't dive any further. Wait2 will TP out. Shuriken? Almost there. Loomed. Oh, they glimpsed him back. Wait, no, what happened? He glimpsed back. He must have. Frozen gets it off in time. And so they do get Wait2 who dives a little too far. That is still 1 kill for like 3, which is not a great trade for enemy again. And they're not getting these track kills. They only have 5 kills. It's really hard to get track kills when you only have 5 of them on the board, Trent.
To be fair, he did just get 530 for that 1 track kill, which is absurd.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
What a hero, honestly.
I mean, Bounty Hunter's track, great stuff, but guess what? Dude, Demon has a Blink Dagger already, man.
I guess he'll buy Pipe, just because like the mech's already done for the Darkseer, so...
Well, yeah, what else
his
do you go?
item's already gone.
He's gonna get Arcanes
first. Arcane
first.
boots now.
Do they want to get a Veil? Do they need a Veil?
See what Lumden wants to go for.
I was thinking Veil, but no, maybe a Drum? I don't know, dude. I have no idea. What are you buying?
Well, but yeah, you're so far ahead. You have a Spectre. You know, you're just like, I don't need to get an early game item. I'm just gonna buy a Radiance. Fantastic. So Justin's farm will be getting pretty much out of control. The Roshan potential goes down a little bit there from enemy because you're not really that worried about it on the side of Views. Like, what are they rocking here? They got Quaswex Invoker. He doesn't care about Roche. No. The best thing at Roche would be the Egg and Haunt, so it's just going to be hard for them to fight it now as enemy, looking at that Radiance, but they certainly want it with the Troll Warlord.
I mean, this game is not out of reach for enemy. Slayer has not had the impact that I think they wanted to on the DK. He's stifled at his armlet for the longest time, and they're looking like they're going to smoke up here, and
I see he was muted.
What? Huh? What happened? Alright, whatever. Lumden. He's gonna move forward. Oh, what? How did I mute myself?
There we go.
What happened? You were just like, you're muted, and I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I guess I hit a button in TeamSpeak that muted, but anyway. Scan coming out, that is the... They scan at the same time. I'm pretty sure that's the Radiant scan that's going to spot out where Justin is. Lumden's going to come in. It looks like they might find themselves a kill on the Spectre. He does pop the Spectral Dagger. They know exactly where he is going. There's the Rolling Axes. He's going to try to get in the Roche Pit. The Haunt will come through. He's going to Reality out, and looks like he's going to... Where did he go? He's going to Reality back in now. An enemy are caught in the bad spot. That Sunray is doing some serious damage, and now Slayer's doomed up. They have to get out of dodge, and it looks like they're in some trouble. The Spectre comes through, destroys poor Frozen, and they've got 3 down on the side of EnemyGG. They're about to lose a 4th. Sunstrike! Boom! Oh, almost hit beautifully. That was looking really cool for a second. That was actually going to be almost insane. Uh-oh! Justin in trouble. Breathes fire, sticks up and stays alive! The stick saves him, and he actually gets up and gets 4 kills for his team with the help of his squad. Rotating in after they found him. The kinetic field did not help out. They get the Sunray onto 2. That was an impressive play coming out from the side. of Views 666 or Views6 or whatever the hell they're called. I don't know, dude.
I mean, we got to put the courier on the score sheet for that one on the assist marker because came right in and delivers the Radiance mid-fight. It doesn't get much better than that.
Huge. Like Billy Fusil himself. Anyways, that's a joke that like 5% of the people in chat will get. Anyways, there's a full Vlad's now done for the Doom. He has a Veil on top of this, so he's feeling very comfortable with where he is. He also got a chainmail, so that's cool, but, yeah.
That's crazy. Before this patch, only 3 Veils purchased on Doom, but as you mentioned, becoming a little bit more popular now.
Yeah, I can't remember. I saw it in the American qualifier last time. I just don't remember who did it. But.
Oh, that sounds like an American build, too. I believe it.
We invent everything. Correction, Bulba invents everything. Aether Lens for Phoenix, too. I like that a lot. That's very good. That's like... I've seen this more and more.
Special.
Yeah, it's solid. It's a good choice. I just think Evernova S right now, they have a 7,500 net worth lead. They have a Spectre's farm with the Radiance now. I mean, there's just... I think if you're EnemyGG, you're like... You know, you still have tier 2s and tier 1s, but you're 1 or 2 or 3 good fights away if you're Views6 or Evernova S to winning this game, pretty much.
You almost wish, kind of, that you like didn't have these towers because I feel like they're such a good high ground team in a lot of ways between the Darkseer, going on with the tracks, right? You got your Disruptor, and if you're in one of these scenarios where they're kind of clumped up, that's definitely where you can actually get back into this game. Use some of these AoE abilities. BSJ starts picking them off one by one, but I'm not sure what sort of an opportunity they're gonna find. It's gonna have to be through some sort of like ganking, but. Do they have any sort of a blank dagger coming out? I don't really see one. There's no initiation possibilities.
They would really need one in the Darkseer more than anything. Or
they're just gonna like
Slayer.
smoke and glimpse like over and over.
Blink DK would have been good too, but they don't have that. They're going BKB instead, which is understandable considering the magic damage that's coming out for Evernova S. And it's time for Roche now. I mean, they know this is happening. There's a ward here. It's going to scout them going into the pit, but it's just like, oh, we can't do anything about this. We're going to have to go top and just take this tier 2 tower in the process. Alright, well that sucks.
Yeah, they're actually surprisingly fast at this. I thought they'd be a little bit slower, but...
they have good damage, they have alacrity, and they're going to TP UR up, and they're going to smoke it, they're going to try to defend this. UR smoked it, but Lumden's going to break it. I think he knows that he's behind the tower. Lumden should have seen this. Doubt they dive for it. They ping him out. They know that he's there. Yellow pinged him out, the DK.
Justin is wrecking Roshan. He does so much damage right now.
He's pretty good.
Now he's coming in with the Aegis.
He's got Haunt, too. They're ready to go. They're going to find themselves the Haunt up. The ESJ is going to lose all of his mana. There's the Sunray. Watch how fast he falls. Then we have the real Haunt coming in. As BSJ almost dead. They'll lose UR, but everyone else going down. They get off a great Supernova, the Veil on top of it all. The only survivor right now is Lumden. He will TP away. He will get dusted, and he will make it out at the tail end. The Sentry is dropped down. And that is that one team fight I was talking about. You're 1 or 2 team fights away from just GGing out at this point. That seems like it's one of them, I think, at this stage of the game, Trent. They have 1 extra kill than what they had previously, which was 5. They get a 6th than you are, and that's it.
Yeah, and they're actually so far behind that you look at the fight recap, it's only like a 1,500 or like 2,000 gold swing in total, despite it being a 4 for 1. And how much gold they did receive from that kill on the UR, who does have minus Ags and another point booster. It's crazy. What was it? 730 gold? Oh, nice. It went over to BSJ as well. That's pretty good for them.
Yeah, I mean, that's something.
I mean, they're way in the doghouse right now, like...
Absurdly so, yes. I would absolutely agree with that. I'm trying to look at this replay to see how everyone died. Yeah, Veil into Supernova is pretty good, apparently. So, that's the end of that fight. God. Alright, well, I mean, this game feels a little over. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Valve told me not to sugarcoat it when casting. Just say, just whatever happens, just say it's over when it's not over. Don't just say, you know, okay, they have a chance to get back. It just feels over, dude. I don't know what to tell you. It's just, Troll's not a great comeback hero. He used to be, kind of, but I don't think he's
those
the same.
comeback mechanics and tell us not to sugarcoat it. I see how it is.
I mean, listen, dude, I don't know.
Critical, though.
All right, you want me to tell them they've lost? Because I'd say that. I just feel that there is a chance for them to get back in this game. It's just not a very good one. That's all I'm saying.
It is very low percentage chances right now.
I mean, you're a stats man. You could do the math. You tell me the odds of this happening.
That's true, I could, but it involves clicking and clacking and all kinds of shenanigans. And plus, we have a dedicated stats person, so, I mean, that's what they're here for.
That's true.
Good luck.
All right, Latchodectus, get on it, all right? We ask a lot of you. Canada Cup is, you're expected to do more in this tournament because of who we are. No, I'm just kidding. You just do your own thing. I'm literally kidding. If you're freaking out about this, don't, because I'm being an asshole. All right.
What do they have? What do they have for vision here? Okay, well, that's a Manta. That's nice. All right, Loomden, you gonna find that Spectre? Find him. All right, Disruptor's here. We have a glimpse play.
He has
no one
an
else
Aegis.
is nearby.
I mean, they could walk there by the time they lose that Aegis, and they probably will here. He can Manta out of this Static Storm. Sunstrike, he is still very tanky. He's probably going to lose his first life, but they've already killed one. Doom comes out. That'll be onto BSJ. BSJ walks around the corner, finds a Doom, finds a Blink Earthspike Doom. Demon says, listen, buddy, I know you used to be on my team, but you're dead now. Double kill comes out. Justin haunts even further. This fight is going just about as poor as you can plan it for enemy. And this is exactly what I expected. A great tornado coming out from Uwar. Sovereign's going to get cold snap, trying to surge himself out, will not make it away. Justin wanting to dive the well. Sunstrike, Slayer will avoid it. But they are diving tier 3s, and the tier 2 is still alive. So...
Boris is like pretty much walking to the fountain right now.
I mean, there is... It is 6-26. It is 14k net worth advantage for EnemyGG, or excuse me, for Evernova S. I really do not expect them to... The Aegis is gone now, so they might play a bit more passively here, but I think they take down the last 2-3 outer towers and go... Problem is they don't have the best push, but they can still push just fine. I think this game is still very, very much over, Trent.
It is nice that they got the Aegis, though. I mean, you know, Pyrrhic victory on that one.
That Pyrrhic is the word I would absolutely use. It's just like... It's the most Pyrrhic victory you could possibly get. It's like, yeah, we got the Aegis, but we're still going to lose, so that sucks. Well, they're going to find Boris. Maybe they get Boris. That's more than a Pyrrhic victory. That actually might be a victory. At least
What was he even doing there? I feel like they were just grouping up to smoke. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they were doing.
And then they smoke on his dead body. Okay. Could have waited a half second to do that. That's like that's a rage smoke, man. You smoke on the person's dead body as the vision is fading. Jesus. Scan comes out. I think that was a Radiant scan. They were looking for somebody over in the jungle.
Oh, way to the Invis rune.
And then he just Icarus dives. And Uwar's here. He's going to tornado on like everybody. We can fight 4 versus 5. Way too. He's got a supernova. He's going to get off. And Slayer's just like, you've got to be joking. They do pop the troll T. And they're going to bring down this egg. Yes, because the BKB for BSJ comes out. All right, not a bad trade so far. Finger comes out. They destroy Frozen with it. Demon says, how are you? Let me just give you a good old finger blasting and then head on out.
He's got Haunt in 3. He wants it.
He wants
Go for Loomden.
Yeah, he's got a gem, so easy kill. Sovereign's here. I don't think he's reacting to like every wrong person. He could have just stayed in front with that, and someone would have ran right into him. That was awkward. Okay, well, whatever.
Just needs that Diffusal Blade next. Really started locking this game down.
Yeah, if he gets Diffusal, this game's definitely over. I mean, it's already pretty bad right now.
Oh, it's certainly most definitely over.
He bought something. That's Diffusal. He has a full Diffusal on the courier just about. He needs the recipe, which is what, like 700 or something like that? I can't remember.
Chilling on the courier.
Nice. BSJ, Dragonlance, BKB. It did get you that kill on the Supernova a little bit earlier, but that's it. He has a TP coming out. They were chasing him down. He'll be fine. They've increased their kill score by 2 at least for EnemyGG. It's up to 8-29 now instead of 6-29, so that's good. Uwar's going to find Sovereign. I think you wait for the tornado. I don't think you use it until he tries to search himself away. Sovereign's probably just dead, actually. Wow, Uwar just destroyed him with Alacrity. I was like thinking, okay, you wait for your tornado because you really want to make sure his surge doesn't get off. And then I'm like, wait, he's a double damage rune. And then he just died, and Sovereign's like, well, I guess that's that.
Boris just sneaking mid, hopping on through there, but back himself out. So I don't know. You think about Troll Warlord, he kind of comes up in those conversations of like, oh, who's the most like farmed hero? 1v1 can do anything. It always used to be Troll Warlord because he just bash you to death and fantastic hero. So maybe in that sense that they could take on the Spectre at some point. Maybe I don't know. He's gonna need a lot. Clear.
Like the illusion's the biggest problem for BSJ at this point. How's he supposed to kill them? His team has to kind of do it for him. Man, DK has not had any impact, and he's about to get Inferno Bladed again. They smoke right into Boris, though, and he's in trouble. Great Earthspike got it through from Demon. Sunstrike, they're getting destroyed by the Sun Ray, and Boris goes to work, and that is when you GG. That's when you know the game's over. When you get a 3-man Ravage from Demon. Beautifully done. Wow. Dear God. And it took a little bit, 30 minutes, but Evernova S get the first victory, and they'll be facing up against the winner of DC versus DKB. What a series, what a game coming out for Forever Nova S. That was really good play.
Yeah, they just kicked it off, man. Like that first smoke right in that mid lane, they just grabbed the reins of the game. They killed the DK. I was like, this is when you're most impactful. Like, this is when you want to be doing everything in this game, and we're just going to dump all our ultimates on you and run at the rest of your team. And BSJ spent his time, like, farming in the jungle, but he still couldn't get to a point where he could actually contribute enough at that, and they just all had to just run, and they got picked off one by one, and from there, it was just a lot of group up Dota, right? I mean, you got a Han and your Spectre, Justin's just chilling, farming on the other side of the map, and everyone else is just casting some spells. It just didn't seem like they ever had this opportunity where there was a good fight for enemy. Every situation when I just looked at it like, oh, this is going to be a disaster.
Yeah, that just didn't... It was never really in the bag for enemy. Just every situation was kind of bad. And I like the draft. Didn't really turn out well. The draft coming out from Evernova S was played to perfection. They did a really good job of giving room for Demon to make sure he got farm. Early level 6. So they'll be awaiting the winners of Digital Chaos versus DKB. That'll be our next series here on Canada Cup. For now, we'll take a quick break. My name is Mont. With me is Montpax as well as Latrodectus. And, of course, you guys can follow us on Twitter. You know where we are. We'll see you guys in just a moment for game number 2 of tonight. Out of 5, by the way. 5 games tonight. So game 2 out of 5. See you guys soon.